I am going to be removing the salary cap from the NHL in the hopes of creating absolute mayhem, maybe even form some super teams along the way so the NHL franchises will not have to worry about money. They are literally allowed to sign whoever they want to, and the Vegas LTIR cheaters are no longer cheaters as they don't have to put their best player, their captain, on the injured reserve in order to actually be able to play him come playoff time and be over the salary cap. And I'm not going to be touching a single thing. These are the day one rosters here in NHL 25. And we're just going to go ahead and hopefully navigate this new franchise mode. As this is my first time looking at it, it looks pretty clean. More information, the better. And we are going to see who dominates the hockey world if salary did not exist in this league. Now, my experience so far, the sim is a little bit slower. And I think that's due to the fact that they track every single box score of every single game. The Toronto Maple Leafs were the best team. They had 57 wins. The Oilers were up there. Colorado had a good season. I mean, New York. Montreal is a surprise. That's probably the only outlier here. Nashville, Dallas, and Vancouver are all at least decent teams. At the bottom, the Poverty Flames are definitely my pick to get the first overall pick heading into next year. Ottawa had a down year again. Minnesota was bad. Columbus and San Jose. Well, it seems like Austin Matthews still sims very well. 71 goals, 135 points. The Dog had 117. Rantanen had a good year. Breadman was up there past the McDavid. I mean, it's a bit of a down year. Only 44 goals, 109 points. He's putting up at least 130 if he's healthy. Nylander had a good year. Marshy still producing at damn near 37 years old. If we take a look at the goal side, McKinnon had 60, so multiple 60 goal scorers and one 70 goal scorer. Pasta had 56, Bedard 51 and only 19 years old. Kachuk had a hell of a year. Breadman was producing for goalies. Skinner led the league in wins, 43 on the year, and for shutouts, it'll be a two-way tie between Georgiev and Montembeault. Our playoff matchups in year number one are not really that too unpredictable. We know once we head into free agency, that's when the league is going to start to shake up. The Bruins will finally figure out the Swayman contract. They went all the way and beat the Chicago Blackhawks in Game 7. Bedsy carried that god-awful squad all the way to the finals, but could not get the job done. David Pastrnak was the best player in the playoffs. 18 goals, 31 points. McAvoy had 26. Marshy was good. Bedsy had 16 goals. Austin Matthews got a tummy ache. The Norris will go to Makar. The Conn Smythe to Pasta. Igor the Vezina and the Selke will go to Sidney Crosby, grabbing his first of his career at the age of 37. He's got gray hairs and all. The Ottawa Senators will get selected first overall. They won the draft lottery. Montreal via Calgary is second, and we get the Minnesota Wild finishing third. So here we go, the brand new free agent screen. We got Robbie Fabry, the best available at an 86. Sam Bennett is there. I gotta go to UFAs, my bad. Neil Pionk, Yanni Gourde. Not too many real superstars in free agency for goalies. We got Aiden Hill at an 86 and nobody else really worth mentioning. So if there's more free agents just like this where they're not really that great, we're going to hop in and see some of these, but I just want to take a look and see where these players signed. I don't see anybody I'm recognizing right now. Pat Maroon went to Colorado. We get Derek Ryan to Pittsburgh, Ty Smith to Colorado. Where is Robbie Fabry in them? Kyle Okposo is going to Colorado. Colorado was aggressive in free agency. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare to Dallas. Nicholas Robertson re-signed in Toronto. I was not expecting that. So I was worried the first time this did pop up that we were going to have a bunch of conversations with the coach, but it seems like it's only one per year at the beginning of the year where we can set out a goal or whatever we want to discuss with the head coach here. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that part to you. I'm more of a hands-off GM considering I'm not making any moves. I do like that for rebuilds. So right now we are just strictly simulating and hopefully the sim engine gets a little bit faster. All right, I have mixed feelings about the box score right now. I understand how it's its own screen, but on the calendar, I wish you could just click on the games and view the box score from there instead of going to back out of that screen, go into this screen. And here we go. Let's select the Rangers and Boston. 5-2 win. And it's pretty much the same here. We check 3 stars of the game. It shows that it's Zibanejad, Quick, and Breadman. Good additions to franchise mode, but I do believe it slows down the simulation. For back-to-back seasons, we got the Maple Leafs being the best team, winning the President's Trophy. They had 53 wins, followed by the Rangers, who had 53. Vancouver had a good year. Edmonton was up there, and Tampa Bay. And now at the bottom, we yet again have Calgary. They possibly could get the first overall pick again. And I believe this season is Gavin McKenna. Matthews again dominating, leading in goals. He had 72, the most points at 129. Aho had a good season. Nylander was up there. McDavid not really simulating that great. Mikko Rantanen had 95 points and 49 goals. Speaking of goals, your mom's a hoe. I've never seen this man simulate this good. A career high in not only goals, but also points in 2026 for Sebastian Aho. Shout out to him. He's up to a 93. Bro is literally a superstar now. Andrei Vasilevsky will lead in wins. Oh my God. What is going on? What is up with his hair, bro? Is his hairline that bad? He had 45. And for the shutouts here, Alexander Georgiev led with 7 on the season. And yet again, here we go in the playoffs. Oilers and Kings are round number 1. We know that result. Utah's actually doing good. I did take control of their team. I haven't made any moves. It's all automated. And so far, they made the playoffs back-to-back seasons. Maybe the issue all along was just getting away from Arizona. Maybe Arizona had a curse on the hockey world that zero success would be happening in that state that really doesn't support hockey that much, if I'm being honest. And that's not really surprising. It's a warmer state. Vancouver will win their first cup in franchise history. Aho damn near carried the Hurricanes to a Stanley Cup, but he couldn't get the job done. I swear if Matthews just wins all the awards every single season, I'm gonna be pissed. Fox will win the Norris, the Conn Smythe to JT Miller. Markstrom will win the Vezina on New Jersey, and we got Crosby. Back-to-back Selke trophies for the kid. Well, he's not really a kid anymore. He's more like an old man. There it is. Calgary were the worst team back-to-back years, and they got the first overall pick for back-to-back years as well. Honestly, the UFAs here in year number 2 are not that much better. We got Jordan Eberle at an 87 overall. Joseph is there. Michael Bunting, Anders Lee, Bruce Jenner, who just got a sex change. Kyle Palmieri, David Perron, Jake Bean, and for the goalies here, Sergei Bobrovsky, an older Sergei Bobrovsky. How old is he now? He's 37 years old. Still an 87 overall, but he's only asking for $4 million, which is good. He's an older goaltender. We got Connor Ingram, Carter Hart is there, Stolars, James Reimer somehow is still in the league. The free agents right now, I'm trying to view by here and see where they signed. Ben Sherratt went to Dallas. We got Derek Ryan to Dallas. Where are all the big name free agents? Devin Shore to Vegas. Nick Cousins will sign with Philly, and I'm a little bit confused right now. These are all the signings that happened since the beginning of free agency, and it's not showing me Jordan Eberle. Now, if you guys made it this far in the video, make sure you do go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, Diddy will find you in your sleep. Turn on notifications to ensure that you get notified every single time I go live or post a video. As so far, it has not really shaken up the NHL too much. I thought it would be better. We haven't had a big name free agent be available, and I can't even view where they signed, to be honest. At the end of the 3rd season, we get Edmonton winning the President's Trophy. They had 59 wins. Vancouver had a good season. Toronto, Colorado, and Winnipeg. So the top of the NHL really hasn't changed that much. At the bottom, we got Ottawa. They still suck somehow. Utah had a bad season finally. Minnesota, Washington, and LA. Speaking of McKinnon, he had himself a season. Didn't have the most goals. That would go to Tommy Matthews with 65. McKinnon had 63. Bedard was up there. He had a good year on the point side. I mean, not too much has changed. Although, I do like the fact that I'm on the medium sim engine, and we got players putting up over like 130 points. That's the way it should be. Makar is a D-man. God damn it. He put up 106 assists, the greatest defensive season of all time. He only had 9.9 shooting percentage, 18 goals, and that's 100% the best D season of all time. In the modern era, Connor Hellebuyck had the most wins. He was tied alongside the best goalie in the world in Stuart Skinner, and for the most shutouts, it'll go to Thatcher Demko, who is always injured in real life. The New York Rangers will finally get it done. They beat Vegas in 6 games in the finals. The LTIR cheaters are not cheaters no longer. They made it to the finals again, but they got stifled by the Big Apple in New York. Artemi Panarin turned into a playoff performer. I cannot believe my eyes. Also, bro looks like Mr. Clean. Adam Fox at 26 points, Philip Hedl. So the Rangers just offensively took control of the entire playoffs, and defensively, they do have the best goaltender in the world, Igor Shesterkin, who's a 92 overall. Nathan McKinnon will win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Matthews will take home the Maurice Richard. Actually, the Hart went to Cale Makar as well as the Norris. We got the Conn Smythe to Panarin, the Vezina, the Thatcher Demko, and Crosby is dominating the Selke. So when I create my roster, I will tone down his defensive awareness because obviously, a 40-year-old should not be doing this in the league unless you're Patrice Bergeron. The Utah Hockey Club, for the first time in franchise history, win the draft lottery. I don't believe they get Gavin McKenna. I don't even know what year we're in. Ottawa was second. They fell 1 slot, and Minnesota stays at 3rd. I would love to know how Logan Couture grew to an 87 overall playing on the god-awful Sharks, but he's the best free agent available, followed by Zucker, Nino Niederreiter's up here, Lehkonen, Loston Krause, Jordan Eberle's available again. I don't know why it's not showing me where they sign And there's the young guy, Kochetkov, 87 overall. Right now is an unrestricted free agent. John Gibson is available. Kakinen, Laurent Brossoit, and an older Cam Talbot. We're going to take a slight look here at the Utah Hockey Club. Gunther, Cooley, and Keller are all up to an 89 and 88 overall apiece. The rest of the roster isn't really filled out defensively. Sergachev's still there with Dursey, and in goal, they're rocking with Carter Hart. The Vancouver Canucks will win 62 games, the most in the regular season. Edmonton had a good year. Winnipeg was up there. Any surprises? I mean, Chicago at this point are probably a good team in 2028. At the bottom, let me take a look here. The Boston Bruins. It was only a matter of time before they fell off a cliff. Calgary's still bad. Utah and the Predators, who are on the older side, and they did sign old players in free agency, and Marchessault, Shea, and Stammer. They're not spring chickens of any kind. Crazy. We got JT Miller leading the league in scoring before Grand Theft Auto 6. What has the world become? Mark Scheifele, after laying out Jake Evans, decides to take his game to another level. Shaq Hyman's producing. Nikolai Ehlers, Barkov. So the same players are dominating the sim as 24. Matthews, most goals with 56. Bedard's going to take that mantle here pretty soon. Barkov, wow. Barkov had 53 goals. Leon Draisaitl point producing. McKinnon, Pasta. And if we take a look at the goalies, man, this menu system is still incredibly slow. The best goaltender in the league, 48 wins for Skinner. And the most shutouts will go to Ville Husso, who had 6. Vancouver will sweep the frauds in the finals. The Maple Leafs made the finals for the first time since 67, and they absolutely bottled it. The scoring in the postseason this year wasn't that high. Jake DeBrusk led with 22. Him and Nylander were both tied. Willie Stiles, baby. JT Miller had a good playoff run. Matthews was decent, I guess. Pedersen was all right. JT Miller will win the Ted Lindsay and Art Ross, the Maurice Richard to Matthews, and the Hart Trophy will go to Zach Hyman. Are you kidding me? Quinn Hughes, the Norris. We get the Conn Smythe going to Miller. Ludwinski will win the Calder Trophy, the Vezina to Anderson, and we got Marco Rossi taking home the Selke. It looks like the Capitals are finally in rebuild mode. I mean, Ovi's probably out of here by now. They grew, or they moved up from 11th to first place, winning the draft lottery. Boston fell, as well as the Calgary Flames. And Tampa Bay, 14 to 4th place is literally unfair. Kirby Dach's the best free agent available. Still no superstars. I don't know what's going on. Mark Stone, his spleen is hurt now. What is he, like 37 years old at this point? He's 36. He's available. We got Brian Rust, Max Domi at an 86 overall. Please, is there a goalie available? Carter Hart is the biggest goalie that is available. I'm starting to get a little bit pissed off. I'm going into the activity feed every year, and I don't see the free agents that they say were available. Where's Jeff Skinner? Jeff Skinner went to Washington. There we go. We get a decent free agent, I guess. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody. Like, where's Max Domi? Where's all of these guys? Sebastian Aho, that's the wrong one. That's not the superstar in Carolina. Mikko Koskinen, I thought that was Koskinen, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it doesn't show me any of the free agent signings, so that is a major L on EA's part. Unless I'm doing something completely wrong, let me know in the comments below. My chat just let me know that the oldest date for player signings is July 24th, so I will sim up to that date now moving forward, and hopefully we can see where these players sign with here in the NHL. The Winnipeg Jets will not be relocated. They were the best team in the league this season in 2029. The Devils were up there. We're still having the same teams at the top. No surprise picks so far. And at the bottom, we are going to have the Columbus Blue Jackets, Washington, who's in the middle of a rebuild. San Jose still sucks. And Anaheim, despite their good jerseys, they're not a good hockey team. Barkov did his thing, 129 points for the most goals. It will go to Tommy Matthews. He had 71. That's like multiple 70-goal seasons. So it looks like I'm not going to have to increase the sim engine scoring this year because the scoring is high enough as it is. Nathan McKinnon had 111. Bedard, I mean, only 88 points. He had 51 goals, though. Let's take a look at the point totals here. Sam Reinhart had a career season. Matthew Tkachuk. We still have the same players at the top of the league. I'm waiting for some young guys to take over. Hellebuck will have the most wins at 48. The most shutouts will also be Connor Hellebuck, who had 7. The LA Kings will move up 10 slots to win the draft lottery. They get to select the first overall pick. I don't even know who it is at this point. Now, William Eklund is an RFA, so it's going to be tough for him to go somewhere else. We got Ellis at an 89. He's an RFA. Henberg, Platt, Holloway, all of these guys for the unrestricted free agents. Holloway is available. Milano, Mercer. We got Vladimir Tarasenko. I didn't even know he was still in the league. Goodrow, Landeskog, Garland, and for goalies, we have Yaroslav Askarov, a UFA. There it is. The biggest name free agent so far. 89 overall. Jake McCabe is signing in Toronto for 1 year. Sam Lafferty to Chicago, Cody Glass to Dallas, Ryan Graves to Nashville. We are seeing Alex Turcotte to St. Louis. We are getting better free agents. Logan O'Connor and Brett Howden to Utah. Philip Zadina will sign with Anaheim. Yamamoto to Washington. Miles Wood to Anaheim. And probably the biggest free agent signing so far, the Chicago Blackhawks picked up Gabriel Landeskog. Although in 2029, he's probably older and not the player he once was before. McMichael will go to Pittsburgh. Tarasenko is headed back to New York. Vinny Trocheck to Vegas. Tyler Seguin is headed to Jersey. Bruce Jenner will go to the New York Islanders. Connor Garland to the Devils. Anybody else here? Eklund, that is not William Eklund. Frederick Goodrow to the Devils. Dawson Mercer to Dallas. Milano to Colorado. Dylan Holloway will go to Nashville. And Yaroslav Askarov has gone to the Chicago Blackhawks. They are going to be a dynasty. No way Bedard just got the best goaltender prospect in this entire universe. The Red Wings have completed a full 180, 60-win season by Detroit. We got Montreal being up there. Finally, some new, fresh teams being at the top of the NHL. New Jersey had a good year. And at the bottom, who do we got here? We got the Columbus Blue Jackets. Kyle Connor had the most points at 111. The most goals would end up also going to Kyle Connor. He usually does one of these seasons, at least in 24. He would just go off and win almost all the major individual awards. Oh my God, the score. Oh, that's on Winnipeg. What am I even doing, bro? We got Nathan McKinnon have the most points at 122 and the most goals. Austin Matthews put up 81 on the season. So we're definitely going to have to nerf Matthews when I create my rosters. Draisaitl had 61. Pasta was up there. Cole Caulfield had a 59-goal season. Connor Bedard still doing his thing on the point side. I mean, the regulars are up here. Quinn Hughes having 105 points is the only real surprising part about this, man. These menus are oh my God, I meant to go to goalies. Gabriel Diego had the most wins at 46. The most shutouts will go to Jake Ottinger, who had 6 on the year. Winnipeg will take home the Stanley Cup over Montreal. So we had brand new teams in the finals. Obviously, Kyle Connor had a year for the ages, so that definitely helped out their simulation as a team. Austin Matthews finally showed up in the playoffs. He was goal per game, and he had 36 points. Marner had 28, and Nylander 27. This is how you know it's a video game. The top 3-point getters in the playoffs were all Toronto Maple Leafs. You do not see that in the real NHL. McKinnon will win the Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Matthews, the Maurice Richard, Makar, the Norris. We got Scheifele taking home the Conn Smythe, Diego, the Vezina, and Austin Matthews will get his Selke. Utah will win their second draft lottery of the video. Seattle was second, and Columbus dropped down from first place all the way to third. That sucks. I cannot even lie. I'm a little bit disappointed that even with the salary cap off, I guess that would make it easier for teams to re-sign their best players because they can give them however amount of money that they do want. So not a lot of player movement going on in the league. Not a lot of big free agents available, even making it to free agency for skaters. And for goalies, I mean, Dustin Wolf at an 87, I guess, is decent. Well, that is going to do it for removing the salary cap from the NHL. I thought it would be a little bit crazier. I thought some teams would form super teams, but I guess thinking about it now more in detail, teams are able to re-sign their players because there is no salary cap now. We didn't even have that many big name free agents available, so it didn't even matter. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave some support on it. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.